Gotham Knights has players take control of 4 iconic characters in the Batman universe, and while the Dark Knight isn't in the picture as far as we know, the WB Montreal team is making sure that each character is represented in style. Hey there friends, it's Kodiak here, welcome back to Legacy Gaming. Today, we're checking out another IGN first for Gotham Knights, talking about some of the gameplay implications suits have in the game, and taking our first look at 7 badass suit styles we'll have access to when the game goes live on October 25th. So first up, let's talk gameplay, because while I like concept art, I'm much more interested in how these suits are going to impact our experience within the game. The team was a bit coy when it came to revealing details, but we did learn some pretty meaningful things. First is that gear and suit styles are 2 different things. Gear is the foundational arm of your stats as a character. We don't know exactly how you'll obtain gear, whether it's dropped, crafted, or something else entirely, but we do know it's part of the equation. If we look at the recently showcased Nightwing and Red Hood gameplay, we can actually see how gear and suit styles all come together in the interface. For example, the stock suit is the equipment, but on the right side of the screen, you can see the suit style is actually called New Guard. Why this matters is because the team made a point of talking about transmog. Those familiar with the term know that it means taking one item and changing the visuals to match that of another item. This will allow players to choose the gear that they want without sacrificing the look that they want. Now, what's interesting about suit styles is that they will also have stat bonuses. You'd expect cosmetics to not really play any part in the gameplay, but that's just not the case in Gotham Knights. How exactly suit styles go about doing this, we don't know. It's not something the team has shown off quite yet, but it's interesting to think about while we wait to see it in action. Looking back at the Nightwing and Red Hood gameplay, we can see pretty clearly there are 4 categories when it comes to gear. Loadout, the screen we got a complete look of, crafting, mods, and style. It's clear to me that all of those things will feed into the gearing system, ultimately giving us our playable character, but until we see how all of those pieces come together, we can only speculate. What we do know for certain is that each of the styles will have a few different customizable pieces. We know that the cowl, logo, gauntlets, and boots will all be variable. Now, the team made it clear you can't change pieces between suit styles, but within a particular suit style, players will have at least a few options. There will also be colorway options, simply changing the color of your sets of gear. The developers broke this down into 3 categories: colorways that are familiar to the brand of the character, colorways that are more muted, and colorways that are unexpected. I think that last category is really where we're going to see the devs branch out, potentially tapping into themes from other iconic Batman universe characters, such as Harley Quinn and the Joker, but who knows? At launch, the team revealed there would be 11 different suit styles, totaling 44 individual suits. Obviously, this could all expand with the introduction of DLC and content packs, and this is where I start to worry just a bit about those cool, shiny things. WB Montreal is no stranger to season passes and additional content. Just one look back at Batman Arkham Origins tells you that, but how does that translate to Gotham Knights? And will suit styles, something IGN has confirmed will tie into gameplay implications, be those shiny objects locked behind some sort of payment? Now, to be fair to the WB team, they have come out on Twitter and said there won't be any microtransactions, so no store, but that doesn't mean they can't drop content packs, and frequently if they wanted to. I just worry this will end up like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is really the worst case scenario when it comes to exploiting that FOMO effect, fear of missing out. And I hear you guys, you're right, you don't need to buy any of these items to beat the game, but it's there, and it's awesome looking, and oh yeah, it's got the best enhancements to stats available. I just urge the Gotham Knights developers and players alike to be mindful of walking into that pitfall. Again, if things were purely cosmetic, fine, not as egregious, but considering these suit styles are tying into gameplay implications, stat improvements, yeah, it's hard not to see the writing on the wall. As far as gameplay implications go, I think that's about as much new stuff as we got, but that doesn't mean we can't just take a second to appreciate the 7 new sets that were revealed by IGN during the showcase. Each set was designed by an individual artist from around the world, and as such, you can really see that they have their own individual flair and appeal. A set like Night Watch feels very traditional in nature, something that almost jumps out of the page of a comic book, while the Shinobi set really puts a cultural spin on each character's iconic gear. Look, there's no denying the fact that people like superhero games, and when they have the chance to customize their superhero to better match their own personal tastes, it's a win because it allows players to really reflect themselves in the characters that they're playing. I'm not saying this is the end-all be-all. I think I've made it pretty clear throughout covering games in the last 2 years that gameplay and systems will forever trounce visuals and style, but that doesn't mean the latter isn't important. This is a great first look at the suit styles players will have access to, and yes, I am concerned and have reservations about how this all ties into the gameplay experience, but for now, we're just gonna have to wait and see. Short and sweet with this one, guys. No point getting long-winded about some concept art, but whether or not you're planning to play Gotham Knights, you better believe that Livid and I will be checking out the game, as well as a number of other big titles coming out in the latter half of the year. So if you want to stay up to date with everything going on in the world of gaming, do me a solid, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I also want to let you know that our 2022 Leave a Legacy charity event is set for Saturday, October 22nd. For a second year in a row, we're partnering with Connecticut Children's to help bring the joy of gaming to kids at the hospital. Mark your calendars, set a reminder, and be sure to join us on Discord to stay up to date on everything regarding our upcoming charity event. The link, of course, is below. My name is Kodiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.